How's it going out there, everybody? Bigfoot Mike coming at you live on location, McKinney, Texas, right here in another round. And we got two very special guests joining us for this final round, Mr. Emerson Keith and Mr. Mason Harrell. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, everybody?
Hey, thanks for having us, Mike. We're excited to get into this final round.
And here we go, fellas. We're going to roll it, and let's see it right here. Final round. Let's get it.
The Chalker from Innova, your 2-in-1 chalk bag and mini marker. It's a chalk clay hybrid sports sack and a PDGA legal mini. The Chalker.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome y'all right here. Hole number 10. This is a par 3, 354 feet, averaging 2.92. Definitely one that is really straightforward, uphill. Definitely playing a lot longer than 354, but definitely gets a little tricky up by the basket.
Yeah, most of us are gonna go this big hyzer, which it probably is playing more like 380, 390, going that way. It's a lot more uphill than you'd think. Oh, I got tree night.
There's a few little guardians up there.
I'm sure that's a putter from Connor. He just makes it look so... He goes past the basket and effortlessly. That's a good shot. He's going to have a look at the basket. So with these hyzers, we're hanging it completely... The entire time is out of bounds. So it's kind of scary, but it's also not, because there's just really not much in the way. But if we don't let it come back, that's when it can get scary.
That's what I think. Prior to round one, I had never actually watched pros play this hole, because it seemed like every shot I've ever seen on this hole was up the middle, which is like the am way to play the hole. And then as soon as I saw you guys play it and see birdies like that, I'm like, oh, that's how you should be playing the hole, is just play it wide.
Oof, oh, look nice how one. We're starting off the back nine. Bunch of good putts. Everyone's like, okay, tournament's coming down to the end. We better start making putts.
Boom.
Oh, man.
Might be having a Bigfoot frame here, y'all.
I don't know. I'm doing a straddle putt, so you never know.
It makes it in. Bigfoot frame right there, y'all.
All right, hole 11, par 4, 471 feet. The common play that you're going to see here is to go wide right. Everybody's going to try to get up here past these telephone poles, up here into this shady area, if not further. Everybody's got enough power to get up here. The green you're going to see here once we get around these trees is a pretty difficult green. This is the one I was alluding to in the front nine. A lot of strokes can be added here if you're not careful.
Yeah, the drone kind of took an unconventional route, but I think he was just trying to show you where I was trying to go right here. Boom. Right in the trees. There's no reason to test those. That's just that's an awful shot.
Man, the car that I hit is not parked there anymore. Oh. So between me and you, we really dialed this hole up.
There was a parked car?
It was there earlier in the day.
Wow. Did you stay out of bounds?
Oh yeah, it was on the other side of the road.
Oh, that's
It was way out of bounds.
Yeah, that's a bad shot. Other side of the road. GT said yes, because he hit that middle telephone pole round 1 and 2. And he was just excited to finally miss it.
Man, that's a great shot. Get all the way up there past those trees.
Yeah, great result.
And from there, really all you got to do is just jump putt up the hill and just stick it right beneath the basket. Yeah. Unless you want to take a run at that eagle, which he might as far back as he is. I'm not sure.
I'm so far back and just trying to hang essentially what I was trying to do off the tee. And I thought I cleared around the trees. So did everyone on the card, but I did catch the back edge of the trees and just fell down. Brandon's kind of pinched here, has to go super high. So it's going to be hard to get all that distance and just leaves it a little bit right. Mine hit the tree and started rolling. I thought it was going to go out of bounds. But that's more where I'm wanting my tee shot to land for the jump putt for the tap-in birdie.
As GT does here. And that's pretty much what you want to do is just scoot it right up to those rocks.
This is a scary putt. If it's something that you're running, no, he wants nothing to do with it. Yeah, I thought so.
Down there from that lower shelf, it's just like, no, I'm not doing that.
No, you want no part of it.
Round 3, I needed it because I was so far back for my division, and I just Simon Lizotte dad putted that thing up there. I was like, I am not going to give this an actual bid, but I'll try to put it in there.
Yep, so not a hole I expected to lose a stroke on, but, I mean, we still have more to play, so got to put the head down and keep going.
Here we are, hole 12, par 3, 339 feet. Got some water definitely marked there, so you want to be sure and give yourself a look, especially off the tee. This one's a tough one to birdie, but definitely around the greens, you're some OB long.
Yeah, this is not the way that anyone else is playing the hole.
Oh
And
my God.
yeah.
Jeez.
That
is insane. And no one really knew where the disc was, so we just knew he threw a hyzer and was in bounds.
I've seen people attempt to throw that shot, and usually they're just kind of short of the pond or left of the pond, but
Yeah.
that was an absolutely gorgeous
Yeah,
result.
and the rest of us are trying to throw sidearms into a headwind, through a low ceiling, small gap, and none of us are doing it the way that we want to. But that just goes to show the power that he has, that none of us are even considering trying what he did.
Looks like Cawthorne got this one dialed up.
Cawthorne got through. Wow, that's a great sidearm.
I think that's textbook sidearm on this hole. That's what you're looking to do.
Oh yeah, I would have sure loved to do that. I'm sure GT as well. Because this upshot is not easy. Pond in front, pond behind.
Oh, that's so good. There's a hole, baby. Get in it!
And it looks like it stays safe. It's going to be close to that line.
Shout out to Mel Haggard giving us a little bit of commentary live from the course there.
And I do have a window. It's low ceiling, but tough, but it was completely there.
I've been in that exact same spot. It's a very tough shot.
Yeah. And I just threw it way too hard. Take the roll, and unfortunately I am out of bounds. I did cross that painted line for that pond. And deep of this pin is no fun. No fun. Especially if you're putting for bogey.
Another one, that elevation for sure coming into play.
That's a great putt. That's an awkward putt. There's no way he's ever practiced that.
Some of these spots with the rocks, I don't think there's anything you can do to practice that. If you do, you're worrying about things that I never think about in my life with disc golf.
That's a great birdie. Cawthorne showing you the up the middle textbook birdie on probably one of the harder holes on the courses.
And with him and Connor taking the birdie,
Yeah.
that's going to tighten the gap here.
Yeah, that's going to completely close it. So 3-stroke lead taken away in just 2 holes.
All right, we got hole 13, par 4, 525 feet, averaging 4.1. This was a new hole last year. You're going to see these guys go up over the top of all of these trees. Ideally, the disc is getting airspace through here and then coming out into this open field. And then from here, you've got a second shot, forehand or backhand, whichever they feel more comfortable with, over the road and then landing on this little green. You've got OB road, OB sidewalk right behind it, so you got to dial that second shot up and make sure that it's just going to sit right there next to the basket.
So Connor now on the tee with the one-shot lead, 32 down now. Puts one in a good spot right there.
It's a great spot. Clipping the first tree off the box, but plenty of power, even pushing the OB deep, which no one does.
It's a little early. There's a lot of OB left on that hole, so not good if you're early here.
GT going over, throwing it a little low. Looks like it gets caught up a little bit short, but he should still have a shot to the basket.
Yeah, the real danger is if you're behind those trees, you may not have much of anything left.
I'm taking my James Conrad run up. Trying to make sure I get it high for a chance to clear the trees.
And you're in a good spot there.
Great spot. Can't ask for much better than that. Cawthorne was out of bounds.
Yeah, and he's playing the hole on hard mode now. When you get caught up back there, the hole gets increasingly difficult with every shot.
There's not much to do from middle short. You can basically only pitch out, and it's not an easy one. Looks like GT has an open standstill hyzer. Skips it short of the road all the way over it. That's crazy.
That's
I did
huge.
not see the action that got. He skips it off the island, stays in bounds. He's going to have about a, I don't know, 18-foot putt.
Yeah, probably so. One of the things I seem to notice on this hole is when the discs get out over that road, they just start to drop. I don't know if the air flow is different with that road or what, but
Yeah, there is some wind definitely ripping around that's you're protected from when you're throwing your shot. But something to note is when you're standing back at our shots, the island looks so much smaller than when you actually get to it. And I think it's because of the structure, and that's that wind that you don't feel when you're throwing the upshot. It just lifted his putter and sailed it into the road.
yeah, I think the biggest thing is, like you said, like there's plenty of width on that little island, but it looks so thin from that far back because you only have about 40 feet of depth.
I'll tell you what looked thin. That basket on that putt with that wind. It looked like a marksman basket.
I could tell that it came out with a little more force than your typical putt, it looked like.
Yeah, just trying to putt it through the headwind rather than float it in. We're starting to get to more of the open baskets. They're not as protected as some of the baskets we putted on throughout the entire round.
Here we are, hole 14, a new one here this year for the 12th annual Buffalo Run. And you can see this definitely a little skinny here, opens up here for this drive, and then it plays down and gets skinny back again. So that second shot definitely becomes something to consider. And lots of different angles here, but definitely that second shot is what's really, really important. And again, it just, you want to make sure you're in position here to attack.
I'm curious if anybody goes for the eagle play here. If you're thinking you got to make up strokes, I don't think.
Yeah, I think
anyone's
there's
gonna do
enough
that.
separation that everyone is playing for position at this point. I think that me and Connor have enough separation that Brandon and GT are playing for third, and me and Connor are battling it out at the top. So I wouldn't anticipate anyone going for it unless they felt really, really good about it.
Yeah, we saw Freddie go for it in round one. And you could see the disastrous result that can happen if you don't make it all the way there. That's a good safe shot from you there.
Yep, just trying to take the trees out by going over. The one time Connor doesn't go over, I go over. It doesn't really make any sense because of how far he throws. I feel like he could go over and even push the pin.
Were you surprised there? I mean, there's a little scoreboard pressure. You've got the lead regained here from that last hole. Were you shocked at all with his drive there?
No, not really. Because it's all in the second shot on this hole, because that little like peninsula green it's so tight and it's windy. and it's very easy to miss your angle and just let the wind carry it, which you see my disc do. I meant to throw it a lot more flat than that, and I exposed the bottom, and the wind just took it. And then Connor made the correction right there and threw it flat. The wind never took control of it, and he's right underneath the basket.
So I feel like with this green, you actually almost want to kind of start the disc at the concrete on the right side if you're throwing a backhand, and then let the disc work and come back, because if you start to try to just pin it too much, you end up going left.
Definitely, you got to have a lot of trust in the shot that you're throwing, and if you're nervous about it at all, there's a good chance it's going to end up out of bounds. And luckily, it is a peninsula green, and you get to throw from where you crossed, so I just had to tap in. But still losing a stroke, tying it up.
All right, hole 15, par 4, 470 feet. This hole's averaging 3.14, and I believe this is coming in as the second easiest hole in the course. Everybody's thinking eagle on this one. You know, this is a hole that everybody has the distance to get to, and you want birdie at worst on this hole, especially coming down the stretch here. You can either take this up the middle gap or go wide hyzer around the tree on the right.
That looks really nice at a GT. Just a real nice smooth flip up. Puts himself inside the circle. That's great. Connor's got the power to just go pure hyzer 470. And puts it right in the circle. Probably a couple feet farther than GT. Great shot. I get a little bit more turn than what I'm looking to do. Just trying to make sure I get that distance and get all the distance, but a little bit right outside the circle for myself.
This is a little different shot. Did that come out early for him?
It seems like it. He kind of had a misrelease on the last hole, and but the recovery shot.
Wow.
Wow.
That is laced right there.
That's a birdie, so can't really be too mad at it. This is a huge putt with Connor closer than me. This is almost a must make coming down the stretch.
Big time right there. You can see the wind on the limbs up there too. I mean, that wind is, you can feel it.
Yeah, that felt like a must make for me, because just the whole, me coming into the hole, I was like, I have to get this one because Connor can throw that hyzer and get all the way there. So that was a huge putt for myself, and now it's up to him.
And that puts a little pressure on him, maybe. Somewhat of a tester putt here. Oh, a little short.
Just leaving it a little short. It is windy, so none of these putts are easy by any means.
Little elevation right there, y'all, too. I mean, it's not much, but it's still, that was the difference.
And you can see he's a little frustrated there, obviously so, after watching Emerson make his. With 3 holes left, you know what he's thinking.
Yeah, I think with his power, he expects to get that one, so that wasn't his game plan right there, and he executed the tee shot and just left the putt a little bit short.
Yeah.
Here we are, hole 16, new tee position. You still have the Mandos left and right off the tee, and then 2 additional Mandos left here that you're seeing. And this is a 1,000-footer, y'all, 1K club, par 5, and definitely one that you want to make sure you're far enough down to be able to attack it. But obviously, this one's it's tricky, and it's just a lot to think about here because you want to get yourself in position, especially on that second shot.
I could never get comfortable running from the sidewalk concrete onto the tee box concrete, and this drive, you just want to be able to throw it so far, and I threw it so bad that it went inside of that bush, into a pretty decent spot. Pretty fortunate that there's not an OB line over there.
Yeah, I feel like this hole, you just want to be as
Yeah,
far straight
like
as you
GT.
possibly can here so
Yeah.
that you can set up that next shot.
This is a true like feel-good tee shot where you just get to do exactly what GT did, where it like flips up and it goes forever. Same thing that Connor's doing here. Like it's so satisfying to watch the disc flip up and go down that hill. It just when you mess it up, it hurts the feelings a lot.
And for those viewers that may not know, there's a lot of construction you'll see there in the background that forced this new tee position, which impacted the original OG 16 tee pad.
So I would consider this out of position for the hole, because we are working with a Mando on the right side that I have to make sure that I get to the left of, so I have to get enough distance but still go to the right. It's, I believe, that one of those poles on the left there, which I'm able to stay to the left of it and still get around the corner to have my approach shot.
Yeah, that's a good recovery position. Should set you up for the birdie from there. This is deep, but in a good spot.
Yeah, I like where he is because it's a little bit more open and more natural to throw into the slight hill that the basket's on. So I prefer to be deep where Brandon's at.
I'm interested to see, does he go low here? Yeah.
He goes very low. He is not happy with it. Not a great reaction off the ground there. And I am not sure what happened.
I think he was expecting that a little bit more stable than how it actually flew. I'm thinking for sure.
Connor putting it way up there.
Yeah, and you know he's got to be thinking that he's got to push wherever he can. There's only 3 holes left, and he's one back of you.
Definitely, and he's left himself a very short shot. I can't tell if he was out of bounds or not. But either way, puts it up there, gives himself a putt. Probably wants to be a little bit closer.
A lot of these looks through here are little tight windows because of the trees and the low ceiling.
I definitely wanted to put myself closer than that. That's not the putt you want to have when you only have a 1-stroke lead and just a couple holes to play. Especially when your opponent is that close.
Yeah, that's what the look that Connor had there is not your typical look through those trees. Normally you have to make the disc do something. He just got to throw little stock sidearm up shot.
How do I throw it soft enough? That's a great putt by GT.
Huge to close that. Battling with Cawthorne there.
This is stay up by 1.
It's
Nice
center.
putt. I was just inside the circle, so should make it, but the nerves are there for sure.
And those are just the putts you got to make down the stretch. And so if you're not making those, then you're putting yourself out of contention. So good on you to make it there. All right, hole 17, par 3, 350 feet. We are playing to the island position here. Some players will go forehand, some will go backhand. You'll see the road right here, OB. Pretty much everyone's trying to just stick it on the island, I would imagine. You can play it safe and play it pretty easy for the par, but everybody here is going to be going for that birdie.
This is definitely a scary tee shot because you go out of bounds and you're losing a guaranteed stroke, maybe even 2.
Great shot, Emerson.
What disc was that you threw right there, Emerson?
I went with Destroyer. So normally at the 350 distance, I wouldn't go Destroyer, but with the uphill and the wind, it seemed right. And I know that Connor threw a Halo Eagle there. So seeing it both ways, he puts it on the island. That's a great shot. Cawthorne, your sidearm specialist.
It's just like
Tap in.
you dial it up.
Can't ask for anything better than that. This is an important shot for GT because he's 2 behind Cawthorne with just 2 to play.
Oh,
He leaves
man.
it short. It appears to be in bounds.
Yeah, that's safe.
Yeah, that's where he landed. So he still has a putt for birdie. This isn't a true island hole. So,
Yeah, it's very true. I called it an island, but
yeah, it just feels like an island
Yeah.
because you wanna get it on the island.
Good putt.
That's big. That's big.
That's a big putt.
yeah, that's to keep him
Yeah, keeps him in
assumingly
it.
within 1 going into the final
Yeah,
hole.
that keeps him in it.
Did you have any pressure on this one at all?
A little bit, just because I know the consequences of missing it. But it's fairly routine. As long as you get the nerves out of the way, then that should never be missed.
Here we are, hole 18, new tee pad, also Mando right here off the tee, so definitely forcing the issue to play up the gut, kind of taking away that big forehand over the pavilion there, and up slightly uphill, 383 feet, averaging just slightly over par. Some tight OB on the left side and the right, so you just got to lace one here. That's what this comes down to.
I'm standing here on the tee box, telling myself, one more tee shot, please.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, and you can still see that wind is still there. You saw a couple air bounces out of my disc. It could have air bounced one way or the other. So still very, very windy, even though it's the end of the day.
Well, and I don't really know that it mattered what Connor did here as far as the win. I think you pretty much put the nail in the coffin with your shot.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I knew that if I put it close, it sealed the deal. So I disked up and just decided to go for it and essentially try to write my own story rather than throw a safe shot.
Yeah, absolutely.
This looks great out of GT. I like the commitment. He puts it right up there.
Man, I've been really impressed with GT's play this year. I feel like watching him when I've gotten to this year compared to previous years, he's really made some leaps and bounds, I feel like, in his game.
I believe I talked to him last week, and he's won 6 A-tiers this year.
Man, he's been on a tear.
That's
That
huge.
is huge. I don't even know if I played 6 A-tiers, and he won 6.
One cleaning up here. A moment right there.
Ladies and gentlemen, your
Yeah,
2025 Buffalo Run
Oof.
MPO champion, Emerson Keith.
Man, that's one of the cooler trophies I've ever seen in disc golf.
It's on my wall in my bedroom right now. Most unique trophy I've ever received, and I've been playing a long time.
I know it wasn't much of a battle, but it was a battle today. But heck yeah, thanks for everything.
That was a reference to how many times we had big stroke swings, and it kind of seemed like as soon as someone got the lead, they just gave it up, and that's just the nerves that we were dealing with, and it shaked out in my favor, and I'm very fortunate for that. But it was definitely an interesting battle doing it that way.
Well, I appreciate everybody for tuning in here. 2025, fantastic year. We appreciate Emerson, you joining us here. We want to also give a shout out to another round here in McKinney. Just an awesome venue. If you're in the Dallas Metro, you got to come check this out. They got discs all galore, some awesome, nice beverages, nice cold beers on tap, and just anything you could ever think about disc golf. These guys are here to stay, and man, I just appreciate their support, being able to host us here tonight and lay down this commentary. Emerson and Mason, anything you'd like to say here as we sign out?
Oh, just for all of you that decided to watch both videos and stick with us through all of it, I really appreciate that. And if you are ever in Dallas and you're finished with your round, come by, have another round.
There we go. I like it. Mason, anything you want to end with right there?
Man, I've had a ton of fun getting to watch this tournament and commentate over it, and especially being here at another round and just being in this full kind of venue. They've got so many discs all over the place. and I'm very thankful to them for hosting us, and thankful for Emerson to come in and help commentate with us. And I'm just looking forward to what the future holds with BigFoot Pro and our future tournaments.
Well, we appreciate all y'all for tuning in. Be sure and like, comment, subscribe. We couldn't do this without y'all's support. It takes a lot of effort, a lot of work, but we're here for the long haul as well, and we want to make sure that we're giving y'all some awesome content. And be sure and follow us, like, comment, subscribe on all of our socials. We're also going to plug Emerson, all his as well, so he'd love the support as well. And hey, on behalf of BigFoot Pro, my name's BigFoot Mike, and on behalf of all of us, we're out.